What is up, YouTube gang?
Hey
Thank y'all for tuning
guys.
back into Will Burn Shenanigans, where we always bring the shenanigans. If you're new, smash that subscribe button for us.
Thumbs up.
But we are headed into worst security fails of all time. Ooh. Security failing? That's not good. I don't like the sound of this one because I don't want security failing. I mean, my life is in danger.
To animals and even body parts. You wouldn't believe half of the wild things people have tried to smuggle onto an airplane. A man in the Dominican Republic tried to take advantage of American airport security agents by faking a disability, only to suffer instant karma. The 22-year-old boarded an international flight to North Carolina riding an electric wheelchair. After his wheelchair tested positive for drug residue, security rolled the man aside and discovered a staggering 23 pounds of cocaine hidden inside its cushions and frame, worth over $370,000 stateside. Even though the smuggler's legs actually worked, there was nowhere left to run. We've all heard outrageous legends of the Florida man, but likely none as bird-brained as this one. TSA agents in Fort Lauderdale, Florida discovered someone trying to sneak a handgun onto a flight by hiding it inside of a whole raw chicken. Of course, agents couldn't resist publicly shaming the paltry excuse for the gun smuggler on social media, tweeting out,
First off, the first one was crazy, but I can see that it was some logic behind.
Who's taking raw chicken somewhere?
No, that's what I'm about to get to. It's logic behind the wheelchair, right? You know, you smuggling through the wheelchair. You playing, you know, ain't nobody gonna think to search your wheelchair, right? You thinking like, okay, I got this.
Smuggling?
You thought in your mind, first of all, it ain't about smuggling chicken.
Because
why are you bringing a chicken?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, what?
You can't get to your place you going and get a chicken, and I mean, you think common sense wasn't gonna click? Like, why are you taking this chicken to another state or wherever you flying to?
I'm pretty sure they have chicken there.
Right, like you look stupid.
A very punny message. Stuffing a firearm in your holiday bird for travel is just a waste of time, so don't wing it. A man was caught in Norway attempting to smuggle in 24 exotic reptiles, consisting of 14 ball pythons and 10 geckos.
He's
in
trying to
his
make some
attempts
money.
to hide the animals, he stuck them into stockings and taped them all along his body. With the animals crawling around under his clothing, the lumps on his body were noticed by border guards, who swiftly apprehended him. When asked why he'd attempted this illegal and very strange caper, the man simply replied, "I'm an absolute reptile nut." I guess he'd have to be a little nutty to think he could get away with it. They say a good hairline is worth its weight in gold, but one Indian man might have taken that saying a little too seriously. After seeing an odd shape on his skull through the x-ray, security peeled his wig back to discover a massive quantity of melted gold underneath, which he had attempted to smuggle to avoid paying import taxes. 1,000 tons of cocaine are smuggled from Colombia every year. But thanks to two harebrained women, that number was about 4 kilos short in 2022. At two different Colombian airports, sensors were set off when women with huge, puffy hairstyles passed through. In both cases, security pulled the women aside. And after a quick check of their stylish hairdos, dozens of hidden vials containing cocaine were found nested among their wild hair extensions, which added more than 4 pounds to each of their heads. When scanning a laptop at Richmond Airport, TSA agents discovered more than just a high-end GPU inside. A would-be smuggler had artfully hidden a knife inside the computer, perfectly placed between its inner parts. Clever, but not clever enough.
That's smart.
After the Chinese government
this is probably
levied
the
a high
smartest one I've
import
seen
tax
on here. Out of all of them, this is probably the smartest one.
It's still like, why are we smuggling?
You don't know when he probably trying to stab somebody. He got beat with somebody. He probably trying to go out there. You know, he got to cut somebody up. I don't know, but that's probably the smartest one I've seen. The rest of them was dumb, but that's probably the smartest because he put in. You ain't gonna think that could look like a little wire. It could look like something in there. Like that's probably the smartest one.
All smartphones brought into the country, a massive tech black market was born. iPhone smugglers like this man tried to make a massive profit by taping hundreds of iPhones all over their bodies and even sewing them into their clothes. But with a belt of iPhones peeking out of this guy's pants, it wasn't hard for security to catch on to what he was doing. Another man was caught attempting the same thing. But of course, all it takes is a single step through the x-ray machine for them to get caught red-handed. Drug smugglers have got to be some of the most crafty people on the planet. One of the craziest, though, has got to be the case of this 28-year-old Canadian woman who faked being pregnant in an attempt to smuggle $60,000 worth of cocaine from Colombia back to Canada. The woman wore a fake latex pregnancy belly stuffed with drugs. drugs, but got caught after airport security asked how far along she was. They noticed her reacting oddly to what should have been a fairly easy question
That's
to
an
answer.
easy question.
Police
You could have been
arrested
over
the
here.
woman, and while they let her hide her face for the cameras, they made sure to get her fake belly in full view as
Why
a
they
sign
hide
to
her face?
smugglers to get to work
She
on
wanted
their
to hide her
next
face. She
wild
don't want people to
scheme
see she was
because
smuggling
this one
drugs.
hadn't delivered. Sometimes it's more than just objects that security needs to look out for. Every year, thousands of migrants try entering Europe for a better life, and they'll try anything and everything to get past the border. Two men were desperate enough to bury themselves inside of small mattresses that were strapped onto the roof of a van. At the Spain-Morocco border, guards grew suspicious of the mattresses, and after carving them open, they discovered the two men huddled inside.
I don't wanna laugh
Hopefully, they were well rested for their trip back home.
They looking like we here? Did we make it?
You know how stupid you gotta look? Could you imagine you landing there, you just see the knife just like, dang it, we caught, bro.
Yeah. Why did my rubber band pop?
That's so stupid.
If you thought drugs and guns were the worst thing airport security had to deal with, you'd be sorely mistaken. Smugglers were caught trying to hide 750 tarantulas in gift-wrapped
What is
boxes
going
of
on with
oatmeal
animals?
cookies. Definitely not what you'd want to find when you reached inside for a snack. Each tarantula could have sold for up to $6,700.
Oh, that's
with the
why.
total confiscated haul worth over $350,000.
Man, I'm in the
Some
wrong
say
industry.
pigeons-
I didn't know you could make money on reptiles like this. Like,
I mean, call me dumb, but I thought you were able to travel
no,
with.
some animals you can't. You can't even cross.
Like they
the
go
US.
in like where the you have to like put them in like a cage and then they
Yeah,
go where
no.
the
certain ones
luggage
can.
goes.
Some of them ain't supposed to be over here. I mean, I'm in the wrong. I didn't even know animals are selling like this. I need to
Who
get in the
wants
reptile
spiders?
business. I'm in the
are
wrong
the
business.
rats of the sky. But for one Australian man, pigeons are worth a whole lot more than rats. Officials in Melbourne caught a man
Pigeons?
trying to smuggle 2 pigeons inside his pants from Dubai. Now I checked, and there are in fact pigeons in Australia. So this man surely had a very intimate relationship with these birds to try smuggling them home the way he did. If you're ever annoyed by having to take your shoes off at the airport, you can blame people like this guy. Security found it odd that despite being on a 2-day trip, the man had a large number of shoes packed away in his suitcase. The X-ray machine found an anomaly in the shoes, and after pulling back the bottoms, they discovered packages of narcotics hidden inside. TSA agents in New York City found themselves in quite a nutty situation when they came across a jar of peanut butter that was setting off their sensors. After taking a closer look, they were horrified to discover a passenger had tried smuggling in a disassembled pistol inside the jar. Australia's world famous for its unique, fascinating, and often
that was
deadly
okay smuggle.
wildlife.
It wasn't bad.
Some Australian animals are so sought after that they can fetch absurdly high prices in exotic pet black markets.
Man, see, that's what I'm
Two
saying.
Japanese
This
men
exotic pet
involved in one
industry
of
is
these
crazy.
animal smuggling rings were caught in an airport in Perth after their luggage started moving on its own during a security check. After x-raying their bags, security made a heart-wrenching discovery. Tightly packed into small boxes in the corner of a suitcase were 13 bobtail lizards. In Hong Kong, where these men were headed, just one of these rare reptiles can sell for over $10,000. In pursuit of profits, the men had left the lizards
No, I
crammed in
gotta
those
pause, y'all.
containers.
Hold on.
$10,000.
$10,000 for some little lizards? Oh my God!
Wow,
Y'all know what?
$10,000.
If y'all catch me on one of these videos, mind your
Boomer,
business.
shut up.
Mind your business. Don't act like y'all know me. Just be like, look, he tried. Mind the
And
business.
failed.
For over
Like
8
them.
days without food or water. Thankfully, these animal abusers were arrested, and the lizards were released back into their natural habitat. Airport security
might be
agents
big.
in Baltimore were worried they had come across a Ninja Turtles luggage when x-rays revealed a sai, nunchucks, and a traditional style knife hidden in a carry-on bag. However,
Ooh,
it
yeah.
wasn't a hero in a half shell, but just a wannabe ninja who found himself behind bars for trying to smuggle undeclared
Let
weapons.
that man live his
While
life.
some drug smugglers' plans must work, some seem so dumb, it's almost like they're trying to get caught. Like this 65-year-old Colombian man who just
He ain't got nothing
plopped
else to
a
live
pound
for.
of
The hair.
cocaine onto his head and thought he'd be able to get it past
That
airport
hair alone
security
said
with a
it.
terribly fitted toupee
Look at
and a
that.
hat. In 2005, airport security in Australia thought one woman's appearance seemed fishy. After arriving from Singapore, customs officials said her skirt made a flipping noise and discovered something unbelievable
No,
when they searched.
no,
This woman
no.
had somehow snuck 51 live exotic fish onto a plane by putting them in water-filled bags that lined a specifically designed apron covered in pockets. Thankfully, the fish were relocated, and and the woman was fined for smuggling
What?
wildlife. In
Yes.
2013, Chicago O'Hare
smuggling
Airport
anything.
security found themselves stuck with containers stuffed with 18 decapitated human heads. Don't worry though, this wasn't a serial killer shipping off his trophies, but rather heads used for anatomical research. The heads had been shipped to a lab in Rome originally, but on their way back, the boxes didn't have the correct paperwork, leaving
We're
the
shipping
TSA
heads?
agents scratching their heads. Thankfully, when the news broke, the proper recipient came forward. Though it's gotta be awkward to show up in person and ask to pick up your 18 decapitated heads.
Wow, that's creepy.
This is the craziest video we didn't seen over here.
I'm
This is.
I'm shooketh.
I thought people just trying to smuggle drugs. I know he's smuggling
I know
animals and all
fishes,
everything.
heads.
Hey, we got some. It's some money out there. It's a lot of ways
Boy,
to make money.
bye.
See, I just
not-
thought you had to just
No.
get rich by the
No.
other way. But I mean, if animals,
They didn't make it. What makes you think you gonna make it?
I just saw how they got caught. I just got to get better. You know,
I've never.
that's crazy. This is wild. Y'all, I'm shocked.
That's
Animals, fish in bags. and
in
stuff,
back,
that's
but how was
crazy.
she gonna sit down?
I don't know. She'd have been in there flipping around. And
Yeah,
people would have
that's
heard
what I'm
like,
saying. Yeah, so I was like,
oh, that's just my vagina.
Wilburn,
What else you gonna say?
why is your vagina flipping? Sometimes I don't think you know what you're
'Cause
saying
they can say
you sound so.
what else
dumb.
you gonna say? That's dumb stealing the fish. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Wilburn, what vagina you know flips?
what else you gonna
It
use?
makes flipping sounds.
What other sound you
What
gonna?
vagina you know? does
What
that?
else are you gonna say?
I don't freaking know, but that wasn't gonna be my first thing.
That's the best thing you got.
No.
You ain't got nothing else to say.
I'm
What's flipping?
ashamed that
My
you said
breast
that.
is flipping. I guess I don't freaking know what you gonna tell her.
Ugh,
Better turn on some aquatic sounds or something. I'm like, it's my phone.
that's better.
That's stupid.
That's better.
Nah, I like my vagina flip better. See y'all the next one. Y'all know y'all's good. I would have said that.
Bye.